Before the video starts, I wanted to thank you for helping this channel hit 100 subscribers. What a nice surprise it was seeing those 3 digits on my screen. Don't worry, I'm still eating the same cereal for breakfast and walking the dog as usual. But that's not what you're here for, so let's get into the video. Lately, I've been noticing how many underground artists are using beats where the melody sounds simple but is super catchy at the same time. It seems like the simpler the melody gets, the easier it is for the artist to perform over the beat. For this reason, I created a beat to exemplify how I process a simple melody into one that is still simple but far more catchy. To show you what I mean, I made a beat where I can demonstrate the methods I used. First, I want you to listen to the finished beat. As you can hear, this beat has a simple but colorful melody, which leaves enough space for an artist to perform over. In the next step, I want to focus just on the melody. Take a listen to how it sounds with and without the effects enabled. Despite the simple melody, it feels like there's so much more going on after activating the effect chain. In the following steps, I'll show you how you can make melodies like this on your own, so let's get started. First, I laid down a simple chord progression. I don't know much about music theory, but generally speaking, I suggest going with what your ears like. And by that, I don't mean you have to have a perfect melody in your head, but more like a feeling you want to express with the melody. For this one, I decided to go for a darker, almost ambient kind of vibe, which you can hear in a lot of today's underground records. For that reason, I used a Vital preset I found on presetshare.com. You should definitely try out this website if you're no longer satisfied with what your DAW offers. The only effect I applied directly to this chords track was a simple EQ to get rid of any unnecessary low end. Next, I layered the first set of chords with an E-piano by copying the same chord progression we already used. I really like the soft tone of the E-piano, which by the way comes with Logic. The only thing I did on this track was apply reverb to enhance the soft and atmospheric sound. After that, I wanted to fill out the high end of the melody, so I laid down a kind of arpeggiated melody and again applied reverb and delay to make it sound more atmospheric. To add more drive, I laid down another lead voice that harmonizes well with the arpeggiated melody from before. Last but not least, I used this distorted sounding lead synth to finish the structure of the melody. Altogether, the melody sounds full but not overwhelming, and that's exactly what we are after when producing for today's underground artists. Now we move on to the crucial point of this video. Processing the melody bus. We are starting pretty simple by cutting off all frequencies below 200 Hz, so our 808 has no signal to compete with in the low end. Next, I used Shaperbox in dual mono mode. This mode, compared to the stereo option, lets us apply the plugin's effects on both the left and the right channels separately. That means we can have different effects active on each side of the stereo image. To show you what I mean, take a look at the plugin. Right on top we can select which channel, right or left, we want to work on. In this case, I selected the left channel first and applied a time and a liquid preset, which already gave the melody a wider stereo image. I also turned down the mix of all effects to get a more subtle feel. On the right channel, I decided to use a crush preset followed by a pan preset. Again, I turned down the mix of every effect until it was subtle enough for my ears. Now I want you to compare before and after. Try to focus on how much more movement the melody has after applying these effects. To bring up the high end of the melody a little more, I used upward compression in the form of OTT. The only thing I'd suggest here is bringing down the depth knob so you don't overdo the effect. I noticed that after applying Shaper Box to the chain, new low end emerged, so I quickly removed it by applying another low cut EQ. The last thing I did on the melody bus was apply Logic's stock compressor to glue everything together. I wanted a very subtle style of compression, so I made sure to not set the threshold too low. That's everything I did for the melody. After that, I just had to bring in the 808 and some drums to finish the beat. As you can see, it doesn't take much to get more out of your melodies. Make sure to try out the processing I showcased in this video. If you liked what you heard, check out my BeatStars profile. Every bit of support is appreciated. That's it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.